Hey guys, it is Blake and I from Just Nerds. Say hello, Blake.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And we're going to be discussing the Nintendo Switch. We are a little late on this discussion, but recently we just thought maybe it would be a decent idea just to get our, thoughts out on what we think about the system.
hmm
And the live stream happens last Thursday, according to Blake, on the 12th. So by the time this video comes out, it's been a little over a week already. And a lot of people have very mixed opinions on the Switch, and we're just gonna get our thoughts out on it. So, Blake, what did you think about what we saw in the live stream?
I think I kind of mentioned this when you were asking me if I wanted to do the discussion on it. I need to see more before I guess I form like a solid opinion. Um, but I think overall, mostly positive. You know,
Hmm.
um, I'm not like a hardcore like hardware nut. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but I am not a hardware guy, you know? I don't really, like, know the stuff very well, I don't really compare systems side by side and, things like that. Um, I've never been concerned with things like the power, the graphics, or the engines and stuff like that, like, that's just never really, um, been much of a I don't know that stuff. I don't really care about that stuff. I'm still willing to go back to my N64 and, you know, play those games on the Wii or even on the Wii or the PS3 and I just care more about the games. So, if anything, I just took away from the Switch presentation was um, the Switch can do just a bunch of stuff. So yeah, that's really all I kind of cared about, really.
Hmm.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
that's yeah.
I'm same way. Don't usually look at the the specs mainly because I've usually have no idea
hmm
what any of it means. But one of my friends over here had looked at the stuff and he knows more about it than I do,
hmm
and I'll bring it up later, but not mainly about the specs, just like what I took away from what my friend told me, and we'll get into that later. But we'll just talk about like mainly what they presented in the live stream. So the
hmm
first game they revealed was One Two Switch, which
Um.
is gonna be kind of like the Wii Sports of the Switch, I guess.
hmm
The Nintendo Land of the Wii U.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, I like both those games for what they did to introduce people to the console and like teach them what it can do and like stuff like that because and Nintendo Land is still personally in my opinion a really fun like a fun game to have with friends and just fool around with it. So and Wii Sports is still a good time here and
Hmm.
there, even just at least for me. So yeah, I mean that's cool, I'm down for it
Yeah,
you know
I wasn't blown away. To me, it seemed kind of maybe not lame, but it seemed kind of gimmicky, I guess. I
well I
wasn't
mean
really blown away by it. Like, okay. I mean,
yeah, I mean that's to be expected though, like like I said, it's literally the game that's supposed to teach
yeah,
you um like about what the Switch can do, and like I said, the Switch can do a ton. So I'm actually kind of glad that it's it's going to be a game with so many different variations, I guess. So.
yeah. It could definitely be interesting in like group settings, and that
hmm
I could definitely see that.
hmm
And after that, they showed Arms, which looks a lot like Wii Boxing, but with a little twist on it.
It kind of reminded me of like a mix of Wii Boxing and like Pokken Tournament.
Yeah, actually, the art style looked really interesting, and just the way like the fighters are. It's like,
hmm
dang, okay, that's kind of cool.
hmm I could see those characters being in, or at least an assist trophy in Smash Brothers or something.
Actually,
Um,
yeah,
but you know what? I saw it and I was all like, you know what? This actually looks pretty cool.
hmm
It looks like it could actually be like a legit fighting game.
yeah,
It's probably not because motion controls. Um, but I mean, I'm down for it.
hmm
It's nothing crazy, but it looks
yeah.
cool.
It looks pretty cool, but it does have split screen, so you could play with your friends, and that's pretty cool.
that's oh, that's a good sign. I'm really glad about
Yeah.
the fact that it seems that they're directing it to, kind of a both audiences, like people who like multiplayer and
Hmm.
um single player experiences. So
Yeah. And after that, they announced Splatoon 2. Now, before we actually talk about it, I was very disappointed that they didn't call it, just
oh,
Splatoon and put
I
the 2 in
with the
between.
W,
Yes.
I even wrote that down.
I was
Actually,
just
I put I have the list of games right here, and I
mm,
actually because I wrote them out, and it's literally spelled just the way you just said, with the W instead of a second first O.
very, very disappointing. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of people. You know what?
missed opportunity. 0 out of
I
10.
think they'll change that. I think they'll change that.
Well, they better. I'm not buying this game.
With as punny as that game is, like, come on, you know what I mean? Because Splatoon's got a lot of puns, you know.
It
I
is.
think.
But I have not played Splatoon, but you have, Blake. So how do you feel about this?
I've played it at a friend's house just to clarify. I didn't I don't own the game, but to be honest, I you know we'll get into it a little later, maybe.
Hmm.
But I am interested. I'm very interested because like I said, I didn't have I have not I don't own the first Splatoon, but the second one looks amazing, and I'm totally down to buy it. Um, but it all kind of depends on everything else outside of the Switch, like things that aren't really dependent on the Switch console or the game itself. Um, it's dependent on another variable that we'll probably talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I'm extremely interested. I think some of the new mechanics look great. I know now you can like roll and stuff like that. Um, you have like brand new weapons and new stages, and it looks great. I'm totally down for it. So
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I might just skip Splatoon 1 and just head into Splatoon 2 if
Yeah.
if I do, but we'll see about that.
Yeah. And then after that was, I think, probably the game me and you are probably looking forward to the most, which looks really cool, was Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, as bizarre and drug trippy as it is,
Drug trippy.
dude, okay, not gonna lie, when I first saw Mario pop out of that sewer, I was all like, "Oh gosh, we're going Sonic Adventure territory."
Yep, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But I love Sonic Adventure, so
I mean, I like Sonic Adventure too, but even then, I still don't like the idea of Sonic, cartoon anthropomorphic animals in a photo. Well, not, I wouldn't say photorealistic, but like a realistic city with like somewhat realistic humans. That's always bothered me. I hate when they do that stuff. It just irks me. Never cared for that when they do that stuff because it's such a harsh contrast and like
yeah, I know a lot of people are like, huh.
yeah. So but everything else that they showed in that looks
Yeah, I
great.
mean, when you see Mario just like going through the open world and going up the buildings, that was
Yeah, it looks cool. I just think that the concept of Mario in New York City or Brooklyn or I know this is going to be a fictional city. I think it's going to be a fictional city,
yeah,
but um, just the concept of Mario in some world similar to ours is what the
awesome.
heck? It's no.
But it's like Mario's in our world, Blake.
You mean like the Super Mario Brothers movie or or
Yes.
Mario's missing?
Yes.
No. uh, no. But you know what? Everything else, the gameplay, the graphics are great on
I
that
know they
game.
look
I mean,
awesome.
Mario has never looked so like colorful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and on top of that, like except for New York City, the worlds just look so diverse. It looks
Yeah,
um
very, very
mhm.
unique. The one that kind of sticks with me the most is the polygon like fruit vegetable land,
Oh yeah.
where like everything's got like an angular sort of design. I was like, wow, that's that's really weird. I like it.
Yeah.
It fits, you
What
know.
got me was the forest. That was pretty interesting too.
Yeah, I think the forest levels look really great. It's a very unique art design choice for Mario, and I know like for me, I know that the gameplay is going to be fun. My main curiosity is if you know some of the worlds aren't going to be like what the heck is this? You know what I mean? Because it looks like they're going that direction, but again, I think it's a little too early to say. All we saw was a teaser, and I'm not gonna, I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So you already sold me. It's a Mario game. So
Yep. After that was Xenoblade 2. I really have no opinion about it because they didn't really show any gameplay or anything.
no man. I was gonna say. Um,
Looks
I was
cool
gonna.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look cool. I I haven't. I kind of want to play Xenoblade Chronicles One. I was thinking about getting it for the 3DS.
Hmm.
Um, but I haven't heard too much about it. You know, I don't really know much about it either. I don't know anything at all. I know a lot of people loved X. Um, I know a lot of people still have very fond um, opinions over just regular Xenoblade Chronicles. Um, I just I don't know what to say. It's just maybe it'll probably end up being good. I would you know I just have never played the Xenoblade Chronicles. Again,
Yeah, same.
closest I ever got to the game was Shulk Smash Bros. So that's it.
But
So
we love Shulk.
we do. I love that Monado boy. Um, but that's really all I have to say.
Yeah.
You know.
And after that, they just all they announced was Fire Emblem for Switch, and in the recent Fire Emblem live stream, they
Mhm.
pretty much said it's coming in 2018.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well,
Well, there's
s-
one. There's two.
so in the live stream, they announced
Like,
since we're talking about Fire Emblem, they
mhm.
announced an unannounced or an unnamed Fire Emblem game for the Switch.
Okay,
They announced a new game for the 3DS. They're
okay.
taking a lot of inspiration. I don't know if it's a remake or just a
Oh
lot of
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know
inspiration
what?
from
I did hear
Gaiden.
about this. It's from the second entry in the series. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did hear about that.
I think
Yeah.
it is a remaster. I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah.
might be wrong. And then there's Fire Emblem Hero, right? Warriors. Fire
Hmm.
Emblem Warriors, which is gonna be like Hyrule Warriors,
Yeah.
and that surprised me a lot. But I mean, I liked Hyrule Warriors, and
Hmm.
that could be a lot of fun. And that's also coming for 3DS, which is
Hmm.
interesting. And then Fire Emblem. Oh, and the last one for 3DS was Echoes. I forgot to mention that,
Okay.
and a mobile game.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that. Yeah.
Did you want to just
No,
bring it up now?
you know me, man. I watched all those trailers, and I'm sorry, but I have no interest in the Fire Emblem franchise. Like, I just
Wow.
can't. I'm sorry, I just can't get into it. I have nothing. It sounds kind of cool. I like the idea that I like the idea of permadeath. Like, it sounds like your actions really do have consequences, and that's really cool from a story perspective. But I've seen gameplay, and I've seen you know how it plays, and I know it's a strategy RPG, and it looks cool, but it's just nothing that I think I could really get into. I have no interest in the thing. Like, even the iOS game that they were talking about, and I heard that they showed a little bit off. I don't have any interest. I'm probably not gonna bother. It's just not my thing. It's just not
Well,
my thing.
we know that Blake has bad taste.
I mean, sure,
Yep.
that's
It's okay,
fine.
Blake.
It's not like they don't already know that. I already said I like bad movies, so it's like.
I mean, I agree with you. I like bad movies too. You know?
But I mean, not even Warriors is really attracting me, because I think I did play a little bit of Hyrule Warriors, and it's just not really for me. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Fire Emblem. But I am curious to see what you think, because you're the. I was all like, oh man, John should be really excited, and I saw that the live stream was going to happen, and I was like, I wonder if John's going to watch. Um, so I just wanted to know more about what you thought about everything, because you know you love Fire Emblem.
I mean, after you kind of broke my heart, I really don't know what to say.
Oh come on, no,
Mm,
don't be like that.
mm. But what kind of blew me away was the fact that just a few years ago, Fire Emblem was, going to be canceled, and now
Yeah.
there's an entire live stream about upcoming games. That's kind of crazy,
Hmm.
you know?
Which is a amazing revival for
Mm-hmm.
that. Which is this great. I feel bad for Metroid fans and Star Fox
Oh,
fans. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, that what is up with that?
hashtag do a barrel roll one last time.
uh,
No, I'm just kidding. But no, that
um,
is great. That I am glad that Fire Emblem is a franchise that a lot of people enjoy. Um,
yeah, Echoes looks interesting. Haven't finished, what is it, Fates? Either stories, because I keep dying, and I'm a garbage strategist, and everybody dies. But
hmm,
you just gotta power through it.
day in the life.
The mobile game looks interesting. I don't know if I'll play it
Mhm,
just because I don't. There's a bunch of games you gotta play,
yeah.
and the other stuff looks interesting. Yeah.
Hmm. Um, yeah. No, I'm here's to hoping that it's good for all the Fire Emblem fans out there. I'm sure they're all looking forward to it, which is great. I mean, 4 new games just got announced, and each of them are substantially different. One's a remake, one's brand new, one's um, uh, beat a slash 'em up, another one's a mobile game. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to see Fire Emblem have this resurgence, and yeah, I'm really happy about that. You know,
Hmm.
even though I personally am not a fan of the franchise, I am glad to see a lot of representation for it. So
Yep. After that, the big thing. Well, I know they announced some Dragon Quest stuff, but is that I don't know. I have nothing to say about it really.
me either. I'm not really much of an RPG guy. I play very little ones, ones that are just generally easy to pick up and get into. Pokemon, Paper Mario, nothing hardcore, So again, Dragon Quest not really my thing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
uh,
Then they announced an Atlas game, Octopath Traveler. Yes. I don't think there's really any information on that,
hmm,
or
I don't
any
even.
that they announced. Probably wasn't a lot.
um, cool.
Yeah, so just really nothing on it. So,
Yeah.
and then the Skyrim ports. People were
Just
hyped about it, but I don't really care.
you know what? I'm I'm like 75. I don't mean to sound, you know,
I
picky.
mean, how old is this game though?
Well, no, that actually doesn't really bother me because the concept of taking Skyrim on the go is one that I'm like, sweet, I like that. That's awesome. Um, so I'm down for it. I mean, yeah, the game's old, but it's still a good game and it's still fun. And I think there's something for players who have played the game to death, and players like me who have just barely scratched the surface.
Yeah, but I feel like anyone who's played it wouldn't really pick it up for the Switch just because they've played it so much already.
Yeah, you know what? And to be honest, I do, you know, think that it's kind of odd timing, especially with the sense that this was released for last gen consoles, Xbox 360, PS3, and then
PC,
again
and
recently,
PS4.
PlayStation 4, Xbox,
Hmm.
PC, and then now we're getting a Switch version. So there's been 3 incarnations of it. So yes, is it late? Yeah, totally, ugh, like crazy late. But you're really just gonna pay for the novelty of playing Skyrim on the go, which to me is attractive. It's not like a
Yeah,
must buy on my list, but it's attractive enough, you know.
yeah, I don't have a problem with this. The timing is odd.
Yeah, it's a very very odd. I'm just surprised they didn't say that they were gonna make some sort of Elder Scrolls for the Switch. I mean, a new one, if right, rather, or
Hmm.
and especially when Elder Scrolls Online is still a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, but regardless, it's attractive, but nothing that I'll need to have the Switch first to even see if I even want to waste my well, not not waste, but just even
waste
buy it.
your money.
Well, no, just
Waste
buy it.
your money.
Well, I mean, okay, if you want to say it like that, but I wasn't gonna say waste my money or
It's okay,
time.
Blake. I knew what you meant.
All right, well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
all I have to say about that.
yeah. And they announced another No More Heroes game, which none of us have played, so we can skip
I
over
hear
that.
it's. I never really understood the concept. I've heard about it and I've heard it's great, but I
Hmm.
just have never
Yeah.
understood it.
Um,
Um,
but highlight EA Sports FIFA on the Switch.
oh, dude, yay. um, Can I just say now that a
Mm,
lot of I know the third party focus is, it's great because I know that that's what like kind of killed the Wii U, but I'm not gonna buy any of these games for the Wii U
yeah.
or the Switch. Sorry, the Switch rather. Like, why? you know, because there's a lot of ports coming to the Switch. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? A lot of ports. Um, and some of which I don't see the point in at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have nothing to say on FIFA at all. Um, I don't know if you do,
No.
but I don't. I mean, the one that really just baffles the crap out of me, Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
What the heck? I
Like,
don't get it.
yes?
Cuz here's my thing. I own I believe it's called Ultra Street Fighter 2. No, I'm sorry. No, Super Street Fighter 2 HD Turbo Remix. It's a crazy weird name, but it's for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and I believe PC. And it's exactly this game. It is literally the exact same graphics. It's got the HD graphics you can play in classic mode. The only thing, and I stress this, the only thing you do not get in that game as opposed to Ultra Street Fighter 2 is two quote unquote new characters, Evil Ryu, who's returning from Street Fighter 4, and Violent Ken, who's a
Mm.
newcomer. And then you can also play as Akuma for basically you just don't have to unlock him. And can I just say, what the heck? Are you serious? Ultra Street Fighter 2? Like, why? We've had Street Fighter. We have every version, literally every single version of Street Fighter 2 is on the Wii U Virtual Console. The remixed version is on the PS3, the Xbox 360. I think it might be even on the PS4. There's Street Fighter 5. There's Street Fighter 4 on the PS4. Ultra Street Fighter 2? Ultra Street Fighter 2. Are you serious? I can't get over how dumb that is. That's really stupid. I mean, granted, I would understand. I would make more sense to me if they did something like or like an Ultra port of Street Fighter 3, which like not a lot of people know about because it's the title that nobody really talks about. But Ultra Street Fighter 2? Are you serious? Street Fighter 2 again? This is like the eighth time that they've done something with Street Fighter 2. And granted, it's a legacy. It is a great game. It's fun. It's amazing. Why do I need to buy it again? Just to play as Evil Ryu and again, Violent Ken. That is the dumbest name for any character ever. Even for Street Fighter. And Street Fighter has some freaking weird characters, but Violent Ken. Violent Ken. That's all I'm sorry. I had to rant about
And
that
that
because
was a Blake rant.
I'm sorry. That was a Blake rant. I'm sorry, but it's just stupid.
One
Why?
of the rare ones.
Yeah, one of the more rare ones. Come on, really?
Yeah,
Like
I was confused when I heard that.
like I would understand something like maybe Marvel versus Capcom 2. That would make sense. But it's just Street Fighter 2? Really? I don't know. That's it. That's all I have to say
That would have
about
been
that.
awesome, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
I'd buy it. Heck, you'd get me on the Switch. I'd buy that day one. But I'm not buying Ultra Street Fighter 2. I'm sorry. I am not paying.
But Blake, come on,
I
man.
don't
Get
care
about
about
it.
Violent Ken or Evil Ryu. God, I'm sorry. That we're done. No more Street Fighter 2. I'm done with this. I'm
Okay.
done. Screw you, Capcom.
So yeah, that was mainly what they showed. Did they show another Zelda trailer? I think they did.
I believe they did actually, and the trailer was great.
Mm.
I'm excited for it. Um, However, and I know I'm gonna sound really weird for this, and I think I mentioned this to you. I'm probably gonna get Breath of the Wild for the Wii U.
I mean, well, yeah. Why wouldn't you? You know.
I will.
I mean, we already have the Wii U. Me and you.
Yeah, well, and not beyond that. I have all the Zelda games on my Wii U, or like all my Zelda games on the Wii U,
Hmm.
I should say. Like I have Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time. You know what I mean? And I plan on getting Majora's Mask and the rest of them on there, like Skyward Sword. I I just don't see like, and I granted it looks beautiful on the Switch. I've seen the demos and the gameplay. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the system. And hey, I can take it on the go, but it's it's not worth buying the Switch. And I'm sorry, and I know I sound terrible saying that, but it's to me, in my opinion, it's not really worth buying the Switch over,
Yeah.
and especially if, well, we'll get to that later, but yeah, I it's just for me, I just prefer to get it on the Wii U, even if it ends up running like poop. I'm just
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get it on the Wii
I
U.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people were, people who like pre-ordered it or having it up, and people asked them, why are you getting it like day one, and they mentioned Zelda. And like, I understand, but for me, it doesn't really, since it's gonna be on the Wii U as well,
Mhm.
I wouldn't buy the Switch just for Zelda. I
I
can see why people would, but
Mhm. And again, I think, you and me can kind of both say this. We're not really Zelda fanatics,
mhm,
Like I enjoy the series enough, but it's never been one of my mainstays at Nintendo. For some people it is,
mhm,
and that's totally cool. I can, like you said, I can totally see where people are coming from by just wanting the Switch and Zelda on the Switch. But for me, it's never been like my number one series.
mhm. Yeah, and yeah, but this game does look great. I will admit.
Hmm.
I can't wait to play on Wii U.
Agreed. I think it looks great actually, and I'm very excited for it. It looks like like a whole new different franchise. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Voice acting and this crazy weird story, and it looks great. I'm excited to see what's up with it. But there are, I think, if you don't mind me like going to some other games.
No?
What do
Go
you
yeah,
well,
go on.
what do you think? Because I know you own this game. What do you think about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
I I don't know, I didn't really what's added in that?
Um, I don't
Just
have the
like all
whole
the
list at
DLC
hand. Well,
they
I don't yeah, all the DLC, and I don't know this offhand, but I know that battle mode has returned. Double items is back, and then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 3 new characters, King Boo and the 2 Splatoon kids. Um, for me, from what I've played at your house for Mario Kart 8, no. I'm not I'm not gonna why? You know what I mean?
do you not like Mario Kart?
No, I
Or
love
8?
Mario Kart, but it's I love Mario Kart. I adore Mario Kart. It's probably my favorite racing game of all time. But I can get that on any of the Mario Karts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Because I like it's kind of like Smash Brothers for me. If someone said, "Hey, I want to play Mario Kart 64," let's boot it up. I like Mario Kart 64.
mhm,
I want to play Double Dash. I like Double Dash. I want to play Mario Kart Wii. I like Mario Kart Wii. I like it on the DS. I mean,
yeah, that's
Mario
true.
Kart. Yeah, for me, Mario Kart is a franchise that it doesn't really matter what console or what, I guess, um, edition or number I'm playing. It's still Mario Kart, and Mario Kart 8 does bring a lot of new stuff to the table, but it's still Mario Kart. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I hope I don't sound like, oh, it's boring. It's just Mario Kart, but like, you know what I mean? It's just Mario Kart.
mhm,
And I love Mario Kart, but like I said,
yeah,
it's just I
yeah,
can't stop
I
saying it
didn't
like
see
that.
the point in the deluxe. I was like, "Okay," I mean, well, for people who haven't played it, I guess. I was like,
Yeah,
"Okay," I mean, cool, but I wasn't excited about it, really.
yeah, but even then, if it's for people who haven't played it, like myself, who I don't own it, I would just get it on the Wii U, which is probably going to drop in price when the
True.
Switch launches. Like, I'm just going to get it then because why not? I have all the controllers necessary for the Wii U, so people
Mhm,
can come over and play and stuff like that. So it's like, why go for the Switch version when, yeah, it has new stuff, but that's it,
yeah.
like maybe I'll miss out on the DLC. Granted, I might not go out and buy it, but sorry, I miss out on Link and Animal Crossing characters. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. That's just my
Mhm,
perspective. And then Rayman Legends: The Definitive Edition.
mhm.
I don't own Rayman Legends. I own Origins, and Origins is a fantastic game when you're not playing with friends, Johnny.
That's when it's the best, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Screw you and Daniel for freaking.
What?
Well, no, not you. Mostly
What?
Daniel.
No, come on.
Mostly
We're a
Daniel. I think
team. We're a team. Striving towards one goal.
never playing that again. The horror. Anyways, but I hear Rayman Legends is even better than that, and I want to get it, but again, like this is a
Mhm.
again, Rayman Legends is available for everything. Everything. Literally all 4 of the current gen consoles, you know? I think it might. I'm not actually no, I think it might even be available for PS3.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. So like, why am I gonna go for the Switch version when the other versions again are either so much cheaper or just might be better? You know what I
Mm,
mean? I can have that now.
yeah.
I don't, but like on the Wii U right now, they're having a sale for Rayman Legends. It's $20. Like, what's the definitive edition? Is I don't know what it's gonna be off the top of my head, but what the heck? You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same case with Skyrim and Mario Kart. You know, like why should I get this version over the versions that are currently out?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that even extends to Smash Brothers, really. Um, you know, I keep hearing that the amount of new content that they're going to add is going to be minuscule at best. So I'm expecting like me costumes and maybe like the a combination of the Wii U stages and the 3DS stages. And if that's the case, I'm not going to bother. You know,
Yeah.
I love Smash to death, but even if they introduce like one new character, like if it's the Ice Climbers, I'm still not going to buy it. Like I love the Ice Climbers; they're an amazing character. I love them in Melee and Brawl, and I really wish they were in the Wii U version. But just it's not worth going out and buying again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I remember someone saying, like, with mainly with the Wii U, the thing was that, it had no third-party support,
Mhm.
and so all we had was first party, but the first party games came out, like, every few months, you know? We got, like, 1
Mhm.
game every, like, 3 or 4 months,
Mhm.
and, yeah, I can see that they're trying to add more third-party support, which is great, try to add more games to the library,
Mhm.
but the thing is that they kinda dug a hole for themselves in a way because, we didn't get the third party with the Wii U, and now it seems like they're trying to, catch up a bit with the Switch and the third party.
Mhm.
But the thing is, like you said, we already have all those games because they came out, a while ago,
Mhm.
and
It's
they're on
and
like every system.
Mhm. The Wii U did do a similar thing. They had Arkham City Armored Edition.
Hmm.
What did that do? It made Batman and Catwoman look like robots. That's
Hmm.
literally all it did. And like, why? Like, and I honestly think that when I have a Nintendo console, generally, as a rule of thumb, I don't buy third party games for Nintendo consoles unless they're like really that good or they're just the best on the Nintendo console. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like for example, my GameCube library is literally like Smash Brothers, um, Rogue One, which you can only get on the GameCube if I'm not mistaken.
What?
No, not Rogue One. I'm sorry, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, not Rogue One. My
What?
apologies.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah, okay.
it's a Star Wars game.
Yeah, I was confused.
Star Fox Assault, Star Fox Adventures. Like it's Nintendo games. The same goes for the Wii. I think I don't really have that many third party games.
Hmm.
I it's just my thing. Like if I'm gonna buy a third party game, like say like Rayman Legends, I'm probably gonna go with the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
Because I have more controllers for both of those systems. So why would I bother buying it for the Switch? Which, granted, it comes with two controllers technically automatically, but so what? I
yeah,
can get them
and
now
on
and for
top of that,
cheaper.
usually, uh, just looking at the history, like Wii ports and stuff like that, usually it'll end up being like the worst version of it
Hmm. And
because yeah,
no, no, go ahead.
because usually we don't, like you said, when we look at a system, we don't look at the power, but when it comes to, like, the ports, when you compare, like, something like the Wii U to, like, the PS4, yeah, we would get a third party game for the PS4 just because
Hmm.
probably be a better version.
Yeah, no, and even then, the power it's the power and the graphics, you know, generally not my main concern, but you're definitely right. Like the PlayStation 4 can just it's just a flat out fact that it can run stuff better than the Wii U, which is why I buy again Nintendo games for my Wii U. I don't really go outside and buy like um something that would be for all three systems. You know what I mean? Like unless there's either number one a really good sale on the Wii U at that time, or number two it just is a little just possibly better than on the Wii U. Like, for example, I'm not gonna buy Rayman Legends on my Wii U because I'm gonna probably get it on the PS4 or the PS3.
Mhm.
Number one, because it's probably cheaper than $10 at this point, or if not, it will be. And I have more controllers for that system. So I can play a four-player whenever I want, you know what I mean? So, like, it just like, the third party thing, I understand, yeah, it's what killed the Wii U, but is that really what killed the Wii U? I don't
No, it
really.
was no, there are worse problems, and
Yeah, you see
I
what I mean?
guess going into that, because I remember I know people have been saying this a lot, but, Reggie back in the day when the Wii U was coming out, he said, it's about the games, we gotta get the games to you, and they were announcing, a bunch of games coming out, there's gonna be third-party support, it's gonna be great, and then,
Mhm,
as we know, a lot of those promises did not, come through.
mhm,
And now they're promising the same thing with Switch, like, "Oh, it's not gonna be like the Wii U. We're gonna have more games. It's about the games. We got third party support." And they showed what third or what is it? What studios? Is that the right
mhm,
word? What studios are willing to
to
um
work with the
yeah,
Switch and
work with the system.
mhm.
But I do remember they did the same thing when the Wii U came out.
Yeah, they did, they
Yeah.
did. I just you know, I honestly think that the presentation would have been a little better had they shown more games. Because quite frankly, if like, and I believe that I am totally and 100% support of the philosophy that yeah, it's all about the games because it is about the games. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, what makes a good console? Generally, it's what you play on the darn thing. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. Like, if we're talking power, the gaming PC will always be better. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But nobody really cares about that much because it's all about the games. It's all about software. And the Wii U has amazing games. It really does. But I think the Wii U's focus on all these like weird gimmicks that nobody really used. And Arlo, a YouTuber, brought up this point in one of his
Oh yeah.
videos.
Hmm.
Yeah. About how the Switch has a lot of features. Like the Joy-Con can do like 80 things or something. That's not 80. I'm just kind of
Hmm.
saying that.
Yeah.
But it can do a ton. It has tons of buttons, tons of things. It has like a freaking motion camera. It'll vibrate when you do something with it. It's nuts. And he brought up the point that our players, gamers, going to be paying for technology that nobody is going to use because the Wii U has a lot of that. I'll be quite honest. There's a lot of features on the Wii U that nobody really cares about. For example, the camera. I never really used the first person camera unless it was for the Me Maker, which I thought was nice, but that's it. It was never used in any software titles. It was never really used anywhere else.
Hmm.
You know, it's just the thing. It just like same thing with the microphone. They never really use the microphone
No.
at all. I think the only time you can use the microphone in any of the games I have is Super Mario 3D World, where if you blow into it, the enemies will fly back. But that's it.
Hmm.
You know, I just think that the same thing might happen with the Switch, and there's a lot of gimmicks that, people just don't really care about?
Yeah, I agree because people always point out to the Wii, but that was a different time.
Mhm.
No one is saying anything like that, and depending on how they use the gimmicks, it can be fine because some things on the Switch do look interesting,
Mhm.
just
Agreed.
like the Wii U. But when I saw the Switch and when I finished the live stream, I just thought, to me, it looks like a more portable Wii U, and
Yeah.
I I don't know, I wasn't thrilled about it. I thought it looked interesting, but I
Mhm.
depending on how they use it.
Yeah, I even made a note on here on my right here that I probably would have been more excited for this console 5 years ago when I was a little
Mm,
younger and like, "Hey, I can take my games on the go. Like I could play Star Fox while I'm in the car or while I'm on a road trip down to wherever." You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like I would have been a lot more excited about it back then. Um, but I'm not because like I'm usually, and this is going to sound weird, but if I'm going on a road trip, I'm usually taking the N64 or the Wii, honestly. they're much more portable systems. I can play them in the car, and we have like screens that can do that stuff. The Switch can already do that, just by the system alone, and that's great. But again, the software is just not really that intriguing. On the N64, I know there are games that everybody in the car will enjoy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I already have my 3DS, I have my regular DS, I have my old Game Boy. Like, there's just, you
Yeah,
know
I
what
was
I mean?
about to say, if I wanna play something on the go, I'll bring my 3DS, my
Yeah.
Vita, my phone.
Which brings me just to really quickly gloss over this. One of my biggest fears is that the Switch is going to kill the 3DS.
Yes, yeah.
I really don't want to see that happen because the Switch is I I think I said a while ago, a long time ago, that for the Wii U, if they made a new Star Fox game and a new Smash Brothers game, I'd buy a Wii U. I bought the Wii U because they did both of those, and
Mhm.
I'm happy with the Wii U. But as it sits right now, there's really nothing they can make software wise that's really going to convince me that the Switch is the must have system, at least not now. Like, even if they made a new Star Fox game, I it just,
Yeah,
who
I would be
cares?
worried as
Like,
well, yeah.
I got zero. I have 64 on the, you know, I have 64 on I can get it on the 3DS, you know what I mean? There's other methods, and I just don't see. I don't know. That's just kind of where I stand. Is I'm not really. I think the system alone, as it stands right now, is a solid system. It
Mhm.
looks fine. It looks like it's a lot of fun, but it's everything else surrounding the system that I'm actually concerned about.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
not the system itself, it's Nintendo as a whole.
exactly, and the steps they're taking are very concerning to me because it's not the system. Again, I think the Switch is perfectly fine. Everything about it looks great. It looks awesome. Just the design of it, the Joy-Con controllers, the Pro controller thing, the screen, it all sounds great. The USB-C thing, that was a big one. Charges like 3 hours and like 15 minutes or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but
That's awesome.
yeah, but I do wish the Switch had a longer battery life, you know?
Agreed. That's
It's
kind of dumb.
probably less or about the same as the 3DS,
hmm
because they said, like, 2.5 to, like, 6.5 around that.
I think they said it depends on your game. Like, if you're like they
Yeah,
said,
so,
Breath
like,
of the
yeah, an
Wild,
older game, you would get, like, 6 hours or so.
yeah,
If you're
with
playing Zelda, you would get, like,
3.
around 2, yeah, 2 or
Yeah,
3.
that's which is makes sense, but come on.
Yeah,
But
I mean, come on, yeah, you could have had a bigger battery.
yeah, but like as we're saying, like there's really not much wrong with it except for that, really. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
I think I was a little worried that the Joy-Con would be a little small, but they seem fine.
yeah,
You know,
same.
it's just everything else that's bothering me. The games are some of them are like only two of them are compelling, and I guess I'll get into it right now. Um, they announced that they're going to start charging for online.
Yes, yeah, let's talk about that.
And that's I don't like paying for online.
Mhm,
I think that's a really stupid policy, but I will defend one, you know, company who does it at least well. Sony, you know? I think it's stupid that I have to pay for online on the PlayStation 4 but not the PS3,
yeah,
but at least on the PlayStation 4 I can get either free games or great deals on games during seasons and just it's awesome. I love that. Like that is enough. And I know it sounds really minuscule, but it's a lot.
yeah,
It's actually adds up a lot because I can download like a buttload of games. I still do have a buttload of games on my PS4 that I haven't played that I got for free or like $2. And that's awesome. If the Switches online is like that, and I can get some great deals on some Nintendo games or some virtual console games, sweet. I am totally down. But if it's just like Xbox where it's all I'm doing is paying for just online, no. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pay for that.
yeah, and you heard about because they're gonna do something similar where you get free games, but I think, like, the connotation on it, like, the way they worded it,
Mhm.
is that you'll be able to get a free game, every month, but it seems like you'll only be able to get that game for a certain amount of time.
Mm.
Like, maybe, like, a month, like, a month you get this game. So it seems like you're renting games for free, paying online,
Mm,
which is
um,
odd.
yeah, no, you're almost there, but not quite. I don't like, you know, because you and me, we're in college, we're busy. We don't like, like I said, like, you and me both. We have tons of games we got to play, and it's hard to be like, okay, well, I have to sit down and play this because I
Hmm.
don't have that much time with it. You know what I mean? Um, Not huge on that. It sounds all right, and maybe it's worth it depending on what games they're talking about here. Because if they're talking all third party, mumbo jumbo, no, I don't care. If it's Nintendo stuff, then yeah, I'll probably care. But even then, I don't want to see a virtual console game that I got for free, and just have it taken away from me. It's like, okay,
Yeah, and
that's not
then
fair.
including you heard about the phone, right? Like there's gonna be an app that pretty much
Um,
like it's not like it is a supplement, but it seems more like you need it this time.
I've heard of that. I think I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. You're talking about the security features, the parental network, or whatever.
I don't think so. I think it's the idea is that you'll need an app on your phone, like or your tablet,
Hmm.
so that you can talk to people or matchmake on Nintendo Switch.
Why?
I don't know.
I and see, this was
I
gonna
think
get
the
what the heck
idea
though?
is that you can voice chat when you're like going portable too. I
Hmm.
think. Not too sure though.
Okay, but I can just call them. Like I can just and well, uh, that kind of brings me around to back to the games real quick. If that's the case, like if that's the case, just with everything we've talked about, why would I get Splatoon at all? Like really, that I mean that. Like, why am I gonna go and get Splatoon where I have to have an app, I have to pay for it, and all I'm getting instead in return is whoop de doo voice chat and like, do I really care? You know what I mean? And I think about this. Like, the only like online games I really play on my Wii U or even on my Wii was Smash. I
Hmm.
played for the Wii U. I played a little bit of Pokken, but that was it. You know, and that to me is just it's why would I want to pay now when barely when you and me don't even play online on the Wii U. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and with voice chat, we never used voice chat. There was a voice
Yeah.
chat feature on the Wii U, but we don't care. We don't use that. We don't even use voice chat. We just text each other.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. It just sounds dumb to me. Like if that's the case, I am not going to buy Splatoon 2. And if that's the case, I'm not going to buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm not going to buy Smash Switch. I'm not going to buy whatever more online games there are because why? What's the point? All I'm getting is voice chat in return, and voice chat to me is not it's not something I'll ever use, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It seems
It
like
just
some of the things they're doing, like some things you go, yeah, like Nintendo, it's fine for them to separate themselves from, Sony, Microsoft.
mhm.
On things, like online, where it seems kind of weird how they're doing some of these things. Like why? I don't see
Mhm.
the purpose of sending out that way.
Mhm. I agree. And another thing that concerns me about their new online policy is that they're going to do what they did to the Wii and just kill the online for the Wii U.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there goes Smash Online. There goes Pokken Online. There goes Miiverse. You know what I mean? And I granted they probably won't do that for the 3DS, but like for the Wii U, that would be a huge, in my opinion, just a huge misstep because like the PS3 still works. I can still play online
Mhm.
on that, and people are still online on the PlayStation 3. You know?
Yeah, and someone pointed out because they announced Nintendo that Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be the last game on the Wii U. They're not, going to be supporting it anymore.
Hmm.
Some point out that PS3 is still getting games.
It is.
It's not, they didn't get like Uncharted 4 or stuff like that, but they're still getting games.
Hmm.
That system is not dead yet.
Yeah, they still have sales on that system.
Hmm.
They still support the PlayStation 3. You know, I And just if the Nintendo just completely, and I mean literally just like disowns the Wii U, I don't know what to say. I That's terrible for me, you know? Because then I feel like they're gonna do the exact same thing with the 3DS. And then you know what they're just gonna say? Just get a
Mhm.
Switch. Just get a
Yeah,
Switch. But it's like, I don't want to Switch though. Like
yeah,
that represents exactly what I don't want to happen.
yeah. And I think a lot of this just kind of shows that just what we saw with the Wii U,
Mhm.
and we're gonna see more obviously, so maybe our minds will change a lot. But
Agreed.
just
Yeah.
from the little we've seen and just kind of the way they're handling things, they've kind of lost faith in a lot of their fans. And
Yeah.
so people like you and me, when we saw this live stream, we weren't blown away. We're like, well, we're gonna wait, you know?
Mhm. And speaking of waiting, no bundles, like no game console bundles.
Really?
I heard about the yeah, and they have this perspective of wanting to let people choose their own like gaming experience. So like they don't want to bundle it with a multiplayer game, and but like that never changed people in the past. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just get the game you want. You know what I mean? They did
Hmm.
that for the Wii U. They let
Yeah.
people get Wind Waker HD
Mario
um,
Kart 8.
or yeah, or Mario Kart 8 or 3D World or whatever. You know what I mean? And I understand the perspective, but why? Like, that's consoles with a game is that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. And also talking about waiting, I forget when ARMS was announced for when it was gonna come out,
Hmm.
but except for Zelda, there's not really gonna be any games until fall of 2017.
I was just about to say, I know. I was gonna say, I thought Mario was gonna be a launch title.
Yeah,
It's
same.
not coming out till the fall.
No, and the Fire Emblem they announced 2018 somewhere.
I know, and it's just looking like they're not getting enough launching titles.
Yeah, and that was the problem with the 3DS and the Wii U.
And the Wii U, exactly. Again, it's all about the software. I mean, granted, we still have till March 3rd, but
Mhm.
I feel like that would have been some sort of like special announcement, one don't you think? Like during the thing, like, hey, here's what's coming out
Yeah,
about, but like if they're keeping stuff secret from us, like, okay, but don't do that.
yeah, and not aside from people being skeptical, like there's no doubt about this that the idea that people will go, okay, well, there's only gonna be Zelda,
Mm,
and everything's coming out in the fall, or
mhm.
some games, the games they announced. I'll just wait till fall to get it.
Yeah, and even beyond that, I mean,
That's not a good mindset to go in.
yeah, no, it really isn't. Like, why buy it on March 3rd? I do not see the point, and I stress this, I do not see the point in going in line at a Target or a Walmart or a GameStop or whatever on March 2nd at midnight. There's just no point. There's it like yes, Zelda is a big seller, but it's not that big a seller. You know what I mean? Like it's big, but you know what I mean? It's not like if they had Zelda, Mario Odyssey, and a new Kirby game
Yeah.
or a new Kid Icarus or something, then I would be more convinced. But it sounds like they're only gonna have something like Zelda Switch, 1-2 Switch, maybe all the ports, you know,
And maybe Arms. I'm not too sure when that's coming out.
and for every single person who likes to waste money, Ultra Street Fighter 2. But that's it. And they've announced big stuff for the system. They have a new Shin Megami Tensei, like you said, Fire Emblem. It just sounds like it's going to be like two Nintendo games, and then everything else is third party, which just nobody's going to buy third party games on a Nintendo
Yeah.
console when there's no point.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? There's no third party games that I'm like, I need to own that on the Switch. I've never said that. I've never said that about even the Wii U. I've never said like, "Oh, I need to own that on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to own that on the Switch." You know? Never have I said that. And I don't think I ever will. Like I don't like I mean, granted, I can totally eat my words and maybe there are some games that like cannot be experienced without the Switch, you know? Cuz there are those games that are like custom built for like the PS4 or the Xbox One. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they're not even console exclusive. Like Arkham Knight, a lot of people say that that was built for the PlayStation 4. So I bought it on the PS4. You know,
Yeah.
and it's just, you know what I mean though. Like it just
Yeah. But even like the rumors that a lot of like even though with apparently the way it's built, the Switch, it's more inviting for people to make games for it, unlike the
Mhm.
Wii U, which is like their own special hardware apparently.
Yeah, which is what led to a
Yeah.
lot of games sucking on
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
console.
and that's great that they're making it more normal for people to work on it. Rumors have been that apparently like people aren't ecstatic to make games on the Switch.
Again, yeah, because why? Like, what is provoking
Yeah,
you to
exactly.
make
Like,
a game on this?
why would they really want to?
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I love, I'm not. I don't hate motion controls. I think motion controls are great. I just think it's important that you manage that. You know what I mean? Don't make me have to freaking like the Wii suffered a lot from that, from giving gimmicks, like just shoving them in there because they had to use that technology. I know a lot of games that this for some reason had to use the motion controls all the time for the most mundane tasks. The Wii U kind of had that issue, but not really, because they started learning that, oh wait, people don't like
Hmm.
it when we just shove that stuff in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, and it's kind of weird, but the way I look at it is the best games on the Wii and the Wii U either never use the motion control things like Super Smash Brothers Brawl, Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, Pokken Tournament, all the Zelda HDs, a lot of great games. And then there's the complete other side of the spectrum where games that did use the motion controls either have very polarizing opinions, like Zelda Skyward Sword or um, just a, or Metroid Prime 3 Corruption or stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I just I think that's just my biggest fear is that like there's so much technology in that controller, and are we even gonna use it? You know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like the PlayStation 4 has the gyro, or not the gyro, I guess, but like it has the motion controls, but you never really use them for anything, you know?
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is uh I can't even think of anything right now.
All I can think of
Uncharted,
is Infamous Second Son when you shake
yeah,
your controller.
yeah, or you know what? Uncharted 4 had one moment there. One. One moment, and it was when your flashlight's going out in the cave and you need to shake it like you
Yeah.
do in The Last of Us. That's it though. That's it. And I just I don't know, man. I'm more concerned and skeptical than anything. I don't hate the console. I know it sounds like I do, and I want to stress I don't think it's a
Yeah.
stupid. I think we both don't. We don't think it's doomed or dumb right from the start. I just think that what they've said so far wasn't strong enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because like and a lot of people are, I think, kind of making, in my opinion, artificial hype. Like I've heard a lot of people talking about, oh, Melee HD, it's going to be here, and I'm like, guys, there's
Mhm.
no chance that they're ever going to go back and remake, I would stress, remake Smash Brothers Melee, because why would they do that? Why?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see them ever like going back and saying this one Smash Brothers game was just, oh, it's just so good that Brawl in 64, those don't exist, those don't happen. We have to use Melee. They're not going to do that. The least they're going to do is just port it to the system.
Mhm.
And like I feel like people are artificially hyping themselves up for that. Like it might happen, maybe, but I Nintendo's kind of led me to believe that that just doesn't happen. They don't. There's never been a Super Mario 64 HD remake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been a Zelda one for sure, but I just don't see them doing with that with a game like Smash Brothers or anything else for that matter.
Yeah.
Just because they don't really do that. The only series that have HD remixes, I would say, are Kirby and the Zelda franchise. That's about it.
Yeah. Honestly.
And I mean, you could count Star Fox Zero, but um, but that's you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just
and I think it comes down to what I've been saying or I guess since the beginning, since they said they're making a new console. Their choices with the Switch or not Switch with the Wii U weren't great. Like we said, we liked the console, but the way they handled it was not great.
mhm,
And by the time I guess it started getting games out that people cared about, it had already been like 2 3 years,
mhm,
and that was not great. And so when they said, okay, well we're ditching the Wii U and we're gonna go to the Switch, my idea was okay, well I guess I see why, but you don't fix the problem by just moving on to something else.
mhm,
I thought, why not just work on the Wii U and find a way to do things better,
mhm,
work on it so you can get the games out, people will get more excited about it, and then hey, maybe there's will be a new revitalization.
mhm,
But
and
I can what are you gonna say?
no, no, please go ahead.
But I can see part of the reason like okay, well maybe it's too far gone, right?
Mhm,
And they moved to the Switch. But
mhm,
like I said earlier, to me, the Switch really looks like a more portable Wii U.
mhm,
And people were hoping like, oh, well, with the Switch, they're gonna make it more powerful, so it can stand up to the PS4 and the Xbox One,
mhm,
because that was a problem people had. And to be fair, it did come out before those systems, so I can see why it was less powerful.
mhm,
But talking to my friend, apparently, even though for like a Nintendo console, it is the best in terms of specs it's been, and it's a lot stronger than the Wii U.
mhm,
It still does not hold up to the PS4 and the Xbox One. So I'm like, what was the point?
mhm, and I believe I saw an interview with, Reggie Fils-Aimé, and he did say something like, "It's not about the graphics, it's all about, the games and the software," and I have a hard time believing that at this point, but, like, let me I think it's important to stress that the gaming industry has changed drastically over the last, few years, you know, because technology has just been improving so much, and, PS4 and Xbox One have just mind-blowingly good graphics, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I feel like the majority of gamers really don't give a crap about how good your game looks, you know? I honestly feel like like I feel like anybody who complains about graphics in video games is kind of like just I just don't understand that philosophy. You know what I mean? And Nintendo makes amazing games with such great detail and such great um gameplay and just like everything that feels like it matters. You know what I mean? I just it's just like I don't think that completely abandoning the Wii U was a good idea. Because the Wii U is literally dead. I didn't realize this until a while ago. Like when you said
Hmm.
the Wii U was dead, I was all like, well, Nintendo's not making any games. Nobody's making games for the ukulele port for Wii U got canceled. A lot of the Kickstarter ports for Wii U that were gonna come out got canceled. Like, like literally, it's like Nintendo just shot the Wii U. Like, and it just blows my mind that, and I understand. I know the console performed poorly, but I just think that like companies are like forcing developers to make games for a specific console, and that's how it's been for a while. Whereas I feel like you should entice developers to come make for the console. Like, look what the Switch can do, and I hope the Switch does this. I hope it does. I hope it entices developers to come and make something really, really cool because it has so much technology and so much potential. It has a lot of potential to be the best console in years. Really does. But I don't know. I kind of want to talk to like a developer somehow and just know what they think about it because like does this entice you to make a game for the Switch? Does what they've shown off, what the Switch can do, does that convince you or entice you or tempt you to want to make a game for the console? because the Wii U didn't really know what it, I think the Wii U suffered from that sort of predicament where developers just were like, okay, how can I use the Wii U gamepad effectively for a game? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing that the Wii fell into. But the PlayStation 4 has such a simplistic, or the PlayStation 4 and even the Xbox One, like there's such simplistic systems and such simple, like just pick up the controller and we'll teach you how to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Nintendo has a lot of complexity to their systems if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because like we've discussed this whole discussion, the Switch can do a ton of crap. It can. It can do a ton of crap. I'm surprised this thing doesn't read minds at its point, you know? The Wii U can do a ton of crap too. But Nintendo, and I swear to God, Nintendo is the only company that can use that stuff well. That's why you buy their games for their consoles. They know the system better than anybody. And they understand how to make use of the technology and make it fun. Third-party developers do not know how to use the motion camera on the back of the Switch remote. Okay? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, am I ranting again?
Mm, Uh, I mean, it's fine, really.
Sorry. I know. I mean, I just, you kind of get what I mean though, right?
Yeah.
Like why is it that, when you look at like, and I don't like comparing consoles. I really don't like doing that. But why is it that when you look at the PS4, you see developers like Insomniac, Naughty Dog, just a whole slew of game developers who know the console so well that they can maximize it to its fullest potential. And yet nobody but Nintendo can use their own stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's because, like you said, they're so different than the other consoles that it's tough to make it, in a way that will work for the Switch that is different from PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, I just like nothing's wrong with being different. That's what we like about Nintendo. But there's a point where you make so much, you just give so many bells and whistles to a console and a thing that it becomes difficult to for developers to see the whole reason. You know what I mean? Like, for example, amiibos. What the heck was I still have trouble finding the point of that. They were great. They're great statue and trinkets and
Hmm.
collectibles. They're great, but functionality wise, they literally serve almost no purpose.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, they unlock stuff, but that's it, really. You know what I mean? Like they have so much stuff that they just don't use, whereas any other console in this current generation does. You know what I mean? The Xbox One, as strange as it is, people will use, or maybe not, won't use the Kinect or the Xbox On thing. You know what I mean? As strange as those things are, I feel like the developers are like, okay, we don't care about that stuff. We care about the controller in your hand and how that makes you play the game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I know I'm ranting, but like, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that. It's
I
just,
know. I mean, yeah,
I
it's.
don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Because I know, you have to have some. I
I
gotta
mean,
stop
I
talking.
think, yeah, I think a lot, of what you're saying. I just really don't hope this becomes, like a Wii U 2, where
Yeah,
it has a lot of potential, but then they just, don't do a lot with it.
yeah. I was gonna say. I thought you were about to say. I hope this doesn't become a Wii 2, uh, like Splatoon, but whatever. Yeah. No. I just, that's really all I have to say. Is
Yeah.
I
Same.
know I ranted for, I think it's what, 5 o'clock now. Um, and we started this at 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that I, I'm more concerned and about, I don't even want to say concerned. I'm just very, very, very skeptical as to what's next, because at this point I'm not sold on it. And that's
Yeah. Even like we want to be sold. That's the thing.
Yeah, I was there day 1 for the Wii because I thought its gimmick was so great, but now I'm looking at the Switch and seeing, "Okay, that's way too much. I'm not gonna use half that stuff," you know what I mean? And, you know, I know they announced a new Pokemon game. I know that they announced, you know, Smash and just they're talking about a lot of stuff, but they're not selling me, you know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And as of this point, I am in the and I'll be honest, John, I am in the exact same spot I was with the Wii U, with the Switch.
Yeah.
I am. I'm just waiting for them to tell me, give me a good reason why I should buy it. Yes, I can do a ton of crap, but I don't care about doing a ton of crap. I need to know why I should buy this, and they're not going to convince me until they give me that one game that I must have,
Yeah.
you know? I
Yeah.
mean, at this point, I don't even know if like a brand new spanking Smash Brothers would do it.
Yeah. Same. Because that's part of the reason we got the Wii U. Because
Yeah.
they showed us some games. We're like, okay, that looks great. But then after that, it fell apart.
Mhm. I said they need 2 games to sell me on the Wii U, and they brought them to me, you know? They did, but this time, I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, if they
And
made a brand spanking
mhm,
new Smash Brothers with King K. Rool and every other character I've ever wanted, I don't know if that would sell me, you
yeah,
know?
same. Until Nintendo can prove to everybody that they're not gonna make the same mistakes. They're not just have a decent run in the beginning and then
Mhm,
kind of have the same problems that was with the Wii U. I can't find any way to really be excited about it.
mhm. I feel crazy pessimistic, but I feel optimistic, but I feel like I'm talking very pessimistic,
Yeah,
but
but the sad thing is that we don't want to be so
yeah.
pessimistic.
Like, I don't even know if we're being pessimistic. We just I feel like we sound more concerned than anything.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know, man. I just
yeah. So
feel
we
like this
talked a
like
lot
yeah, we talked a
about this
lot, but
topic,
yeah,
but there's a lot to hear about in the future. So hopefully,
yeah.
by looking at the problems that existed in the past, Nintendo can hopefully come out with a great success with the Switch, and that would make us so happy. That's what we
Yes.
want, honestly, at
Yes,
the
it
end of
would.
the day.
Yes. I adore Nintendo. They're literally my favorite gaming company of all time. I respect all of their business decisions. And I don't get me wrong, I don't think that they're gonna fail if the Switch fails because they got Nintendo Land coming out, they got all these apps, they'll be okay. They got the 3DS to fall back on still, you know, which really makes me wonder why you killed the Wii U. You could have fallen back on that at the very least, but whatever. Uh, hey man, if the Switch fails, I'm signing a petition to get Nintendo to make the N64 too, the 642. Yes. Uh,
Yeah, so that was a very long discussion we had about the Switch,
yeah. I don't
and
think it
yeah,
was as long as our well, it has been our longest discussion. We'll talk about that later, but
yeah,
yeah. But anyways, that's all I have to say, man.
yeah, same. So we all hope you liked this long discussion about the Switch, and yeah, hopefully we see a lot of good things in the future with Nintendo. So that's it. Comment down below on what you think about the Switch. Hopefully some positive things. But yeah, really, we want to hear your thoughts about what you think about, what they're doing so far, how you think about it, and at the same time, just look us up on Twitter. I'll post it down below, and yeah, so that's it. And I think is that it for you as well?
Yeah, if you have positive feelings about the Switch, please go down in the comments and convince us to buy one. Please, because I'm in a very odd spot right now, and I don't quite know how to feel. But yeah, that's all for me. So thanks for having me on, John. I appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, so that's it, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.